Greetings, programs! How is everyone this evening? I really keep expecting this title screen music to drop like the friggin' Solstice title screen. Yelling at Git, you know, fair. Alright, so we actually got back to work yesterday. I forgot to look up. Alright, there we go. So this has been a rough week. Rough week. So I worked effectively 40 hours this week. And it felt like kind of no matter what we did. Oh hey, Platinum Venus. It's $20 from Platinum Venus. This is Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Platinum Venus. Thank you very much. So I worked effectively 40 hours this week. And of those 40 hours, it kind of felt like no matter what we did or how hard we worked, we just were not keeping our head above water. So just every day, more fed up, more tired. Thankfully, week ended on a pretty decent note. Feeling all right about myself ending. Though I still welcome the weekend. I think I mentioned before that I was potentially looking into a new job, and if I got it, things would change pretty dramatically. So I did apply. I did not get the job, but I know why. And why is easily enough fixable. I just didn't have a certain qualification that I can, a license effectively, that I can go get. So, nothing has changed at the moment, and I am looking at other options where I currently work before attempting to push back down that road. We will see how things go, because I have just been getting so tired and so fed up lately that, like, I start wondering if I should go back and try that route again. So we'll see how things work. I have a boss that is thinking about retiring soon. And it would be pretty opportune for me to take their place if they did retire. But I also feel like once they retire, the entire store is going to go to crap. There's like 2 people keeping this store running, and it's me and them. Used to have a another boss back in the day that was part of the team keeping the store running. And he really did keep that store running. He eventually just got fed up with everything, though. And he changed positions. He's at a different store now, doing something completely different. Like, still within the broader company. But, like, that was a sad day. Because now pretty much all the weight is falling on my current boss. Yeah, do I want to be in the boss's position? That is a very true thing, and the more that I talk to them, and, like, see them venting about all the crap going on, kinda the less I want to. See, I don't want their position. I want their boss's position. That's what I want. Even then, we'll see how things go. Regardless, at the end of the day, I'm still getting, one way or the other, I'm getting, I guess you could say, burnt out on where things are now. Like, things need to change. We will see how long it takes for things to change and in what direction, but something needs to happen. So that's what's going on in my professional career. As far as what we're doing here, yesterday we finally got back to streaming on Game Dev Night. It's been a week or two. So I have to get up like an hour earlier. Now they've moved the schedule back. Which means if I can't, especially on Thursdays, if I can't start on time, I cannot finish the stream in time to get a healthy amount of sleep for the next day's work. So I have to try all the harder to make sure I start on time. Especially on Thursdays. But we finally got back to Well Gaia. I got some ideas, and I think we did some decent work. I feel bad that it took me so long to get that work done. But you know what? Sometimes stuff takes time. And hopefully we can get right back into it again next week. Maybe I'll get some work done in the meantime, though. I'm also working on the next patch for the Auto Battler. So I'm probably working on that in my free time, and then just saving Well Gaia for the stream. And then I have another project in the works. I haven't even touched it yet, actually, but it's what I'm going to be working on. Eventually-ish. Once I get to a good break point on Well Gaia, probably when I finish up this jungle section, I'm going to take a break from Well Gaia and I'm going to work on this next project. So that's that. Main video-wise, we're still pushing ahead. Yeah, main gameplay-wise, we're still pushing ahead. Trying to think when what we did last in Dragon Quest was. I know Spiketail was a little while ago. Oh, that's right. We beat up the guy. You know the guy? He's got that thing? I think it was at the Tower of... We went back to the Tower of Rain. And we finished up that mess. It was the guy with the, like, the Sword of Ruin. The Gargoyle. Yeah, so we beat up that guy. So we're actually wrapping up pretty good, because I think after we beat him, the next thing that we're doing is getting Rainbow Drop and going to the Dragon Lord's castle. Meanwhile, in Alruna, End of History, I think we beat our... I don't know if we beat the third boss, or if we just got the third power-up and we still have the third boss coming. I believe there's only the 4 bosses, though. Same as the prior game. So making good headway into that, too. What's the gameplay of Nakatroid? Metroidvania, it was originally... It was originally built as Noi 2 Love 2, except a Metroidvania. Since then it's diverged a lot from that. You can still see some inspirations if you kind of squint hard enough. But it has diverted quite a bit from that. But mostly it takes place in the world of Welgaia on a floating island, which is a microcosm of the elemental powers of the world. It details... Miss Naka meeting Ogre, as well as Yuki. It's kind of like the origin story for where the Welgaia crew, like, actually got to know each other. And then the power-ups of the game kind of reflect the different characters and what they're capable of. So, like, Miss Naka has a couple power-ups, Ogre has a couple power-ups, and you got to use the different characters and what they're capable of and the different abilities that each character has. When I started making this game, like, 10 years ago or something, actually more than that. Probably 15. When I started making this game 15 odd years ago, I think it was actually pretty cool and innovative, and unfortunately nowadays it's just kind of... There's 8 billion Metroidvanias out there. You can't make a unique Metroidvania. You almost can't make a unique Metroidvania anymore. Okay, and then tomorrow, what's the plan for tomorrow? We have another small-ish game to play. Last week we played Q-Up, which is a really fun, I guess you could call it an incremental game, honestly. Yeah, this week... Don't know exactly what we're going to tackle. I can think of one or two... I got a handful of things. I got one or two things that I really want to show off. And then that brings us here to Fractal Block World.
Welcome.
So last week... I showed off where I got some of the weapon power-ups that I had missed, or that I had gotten off-screen. Yeah, I do have ideas. See, I had ideas too, and then it took me long enough to make a game that my ideas got done by somebody else first. That's kind of just what you have to deal with, though. You either, like, push really hard and get that done while the ideas are fresh. Or you just have to hope that your take on the ideas is unique enough that it'll hold out even in the long run. And admittedly, with Welgaia has been my child of a game for, again, like 15 odd years. I have made several other games in the time that it's taken me to make Welgaia. So right now I'm kind of committing to actually pushing through and getting it done. But I have other ideas, and there are plenty of other games that I want to make that I think still have really interesting merit to them. And I also want to make those games. I just don't want to neglect this one just because it isn't, I guess, quite as... not necessarily interesting, but like it doesn't stand out to me as much as it used to. And some of that is also just because it has been sitting in my head for so long. Like, you can't hold that level of interest for 15 years. Still getting shot at. Okay, so what we did last week was we recounted a couple places that we had been before, or that I had been before, and gotten weapon power. So I showed you those and where we got them and what happened. And then a significant amount of the stream was figuring out how to get to this specific location. Which is, we are in the I3 forest. And within the I3 forest, you have to go through a specific pattern of finding, like, one thing, and then there's the rainbow flower within that, and then you have to find another thing within the rainbow flower, and then you have to find another rainbow flower within that thing. And all of that is so when you come to this location, which we could have come to early on, but when we came here, our prize was not here. What is our prize? An entire heckin' dungeon. And that is what that pink square is over there, and that is what we are working on. Now, we did have to kind of skip out. I think there's multiple paths. I'm pretty sure it specifically checks for I'm gonna go check. Pretty sure it specifically checks your, path down. Let's see here. Weapons. I forget what weapon we're even going for. Is it a railgun or a laser? I think it's a laser. Yeah, the Deep Silver Maze. Yeah, it specifically looks for Sagittarius Portal, Rainbow Flower, Sagittarius Portal, Rainbow Flower. And it is specifically looking... Your path must contain the Rainbow Flower or Rainbow Flower Invisible chunk and the Sagittarius Portal chunk in order. But that was our whole adventure to get over here. And that is where we are going back. Now, we did have to cut out halfway. We did not complete the dungeon. But we got pretty close. I'm staying really small because we're going to have to be really small to get in. I may have to be smaller than this, actually. I'm willing to bet I have to be smaller than this. Yep, there it is. Alright, so we are... No, this direction is back. No, it was front. So it's front, the very top, and I think 2 in. I think it's right here. Is it not that one? Yeah, this is front. I swear it was right here. I don't think there is a toll door on this one. Yeah, this is the top of the whole maze. I swear it was this one. Oh, there it is. It was over here. Why did I write 2? That is very clearly 4. Okay. So our goal is that yellow square. Getting there is going to be the challenge. So we can go right. And then maybe, like, pass through and go down here. So what we learned from last time is that the large rooms have huge enemies in them that will just straight up kill you if you're not very careful. So you have to be very careful. Okay, and then that can take us here. We are going to have to go outside so we can go around, or go back inside to go that way. And then once we get over here, we can go up and then in to prize. The heck hit me? How did you hit me? Hit me through a wall, you jerk. Yeah, so you mostly want to stay out of the blue sections the light blue sections for as long as you can, because they will just straight up kill you. You can make it, and it's almost worth thinking about. Like, if I wanted to, maybe I could go in and, like, book my way down this way and then over. I mean, that may be a thought. So we're in cube number 4, so we're going in there. There's nothing here. I could maybe make that. And then if I hang this corner, There's also nothing underneath over here. So if there are no branching paths, then I don't have to worry as much about getting sniped by something. I could maybe just get in the main hall and gun it. Okay, so we're right here. So can I use the AoE laser? Can I use the laser disco? Significantly longer freeze time. We're going for it. I'm sure this costs a lot more ammo, but if they stay frozen for way longer... Man, they're staying frozen forever. Okay, he's unfrozen, finally. Okay, we're around the corner. We don't have to worry about either of them anymore. All we have to worry about is what's directly in front of us. And we get to the end of this hole, which is right here. And there should be a path here into the purple maze. All right. Okay, that saved us a pretty considerable amount of time. Okay, now we just have to figure out... We have to go through the purple maze now in order to get to the other side, but thankfully... the enemies in the purple maze are enemies that we can actually deal with. And by that I mean we just kind of got here. This should be exactly where I need to be. Oh no, there's another one underneath him. Okay, I got him. Let me in! There it is. Freeze ray.
Oh, yeah.
So lower freeze time, but significantly better damage. Yeah, so it's mostly like, do you want to freeze things or kill things? Effectively, freeze has both higher DPS, higher DPA. Use 2 ammo to freeze a monster for double the ice laser's freeze duration. Oh, the cold ray is 2.5 times ice laser's freeze duration. This one is 2 times. So that's not like that much shorter. The freeze effect stacks additively with other freeze ray shots? Okay, so Ice Laser. The player completely regenerates their shields whenever an ice laser projectile hits a monster. Cool stuff. Cold Beam. Similar to the Ice Laser, it has higher DPS and DPA and uses 2 ammo to freeze a monster for 2.5 times Ice Laser's freeze duration. Still regenerates shield. And then finally, Freeze Ray has still higher DPS and DPA and still just uses 2 ammo to freeze a monster for 2 times the ice laser freeze duration. You can't. It does stack additively, so I think you can shoot a guy multiple times, and they will get frozen for longer. And it still keeps your shield regenerating. It still has the shield regenerating effect. Yeah, so it's slightly shorter. Freeze duration, but 2 seconds, or double the Ice Laser, is still pretty darn good. Especially when the alternative is 2.5 versus 2. And this does more damage and still just consumes the 2 ammo. Looks the same. But that's that good crap, though. The heck is hitting me? How are they hitting me? That means I gotta go in there and do that crap again. How are they hitting me? Okay, well, we know we can do it. We know how to do it. And we know that Cold Beam is real heckin' good. Yeah, did I shrink small enough to get hit through the plug? I think I did, but I don't think I was low enough for that. Okay, we don't have to worry about any weird stuff, though. We know our exact plan, and we know we can just book straight to it. Okay, so it's 4 in, so it's right here. We just gotta go find our shrink. I don't see any enemies downwards. Okay, let's go. Frozen, frozen. And that guy should stay frozen for some time. Heck, I think the freeze on him wore off just as I was kind of zoning him out anyway. And then these two, I'm pretty sure I can get around this corner before either one of them unfreezes. Then there is one enemy at the end of this hall. And I think he will unfreeze around the time I get to him. Or get around him. Frozen, frozen. Trying to remember the path that I took. I think it was this, and then I can just go right out the other side. Okay, I can go up safely. I got all of them. We are through the plug. Oh wow, they can see me pretty far, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Power up acquired. Save point saved. Staying high up enough that they can't see me. We book down to the larginator. And then we find that there is not a save point in this room.
Oh, yeah.
Saving the info tower, maybe. Yeah, I could always just warp out. I'm thinking I'm gonna enable this one just in case I ever feel like coming back. I don't know why I would. But you know, maybe you want to. And then let's go somewhere fancy. I don't like it here. Okay, game saved. We're saved and we're somewhere reasonable and kind of safe. And that should be the last main power-up that we can get. Freeze ray. Everything else, I think, is either in Mylantis or a black hole. Which means at this point, what's left for us is to continue on down towards the finale. So that means going where I went to here. Heck flower. Which is this. So I'm guessing the heck flower is in there. Or the entrance to heck is in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's okay, he'll die eventually. Yeah, so we're inside of a heck flower. Within a heck flower is a heck flower seed, and that is our goal. I believe within the heck flower seed is the finale. I think that guy's just too far away. Yeah, that just kind of goes. I don't want to go through all my EMP ammo. It would not surprise me if this was the chamber, because you can look in the distance and you see that thing, and it's just not moving. It is very far away. Ugh. I got nukes and they make me go faster. Okay, so I'm full on health. Not much else I really need. I can save, I can grab the armor. And then we just keep going.
Oh yeah.
If that level up was a full heal... I feel like there may be little towns or something. Nice that I can come in here and refill on nukes. What is going on down here? I mean, presumably that's for this, but what is this? Arcade entrance. That doesn't really tell me much. I mean, yeah, it's an arcade, I guess. Okay, I'm doing pretty good on health and armor. I'm not going to pick it up now. Oh, I have leveled up, though, so laser max ammo, sure. Laser super damage,
yeah.
sure. And down we go. I know I saw a little town or something on that, on these poles, and I'm kind of wondering... I saved, so if I die, it's whatever. There it is. What is this? I'll have to shrink? Are there even places out here to shrink? We're getting there. Let me in!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so plenty of trophies, plenty of waypoints. Down is down. Yeah, I'm gonna go out, and I'm gonna hop in one of these. Oh, full of nukes. Okay, so I have to shrink there. So now the question becomes, what outside is still willing to kill me? And the answer is literally everything. I want to know what this is. It's just a red square. Oh, it's the black market. $50 railgun for 100 gold. That's just buying ammo, though. I don't care about ammo. Alright, well, we found the black market. Okay, well, I didn't really buy anything, but I think I'm in a different thing, so I'll still see. Don't need nukes. It's a buy station, but I think that's just ammo. Oh, it says cur ammo. Like current. Okay, so we can fill up on that.
Oh, yeah.
Fill up on that, fill up on that. And then we make it down here again. You know what? Sure. Let's enable that and then save again. So we're going towards final boss. I think the final boss is just kind of one big old guy. What are you doing here, though? There's a couple of you. Oh, but I can get bigger. I can also get smaller. It's got a lot of health. Spam nukes, you know what? That's probably also good at clearing out the other guys. Hold up, let me cram myself in the corner down here so I'm not... Yeah, we did it. His drop had a drop in it. It's a key to the universe. Your friend K, thank you for rescuing me. It was either my curiosity or bad luck that got me in here in the first place. I am lucky to have someone like you in my life. I need to change of pace after being trapped in a quagmire. Want to go to dinner and a show and take it from there? Press enter to win the game. I did it! I won the game! Yeah! I kind of wanted to see what was in the big red tower next to him. This is a lot more crap than my brain can take in, just in the time that it's scrolling by. But it is really neat. That's the Tweedledee and the Tweedledum space. This is so neat seeing all of these. Making me smile. Like, even if the information on them don't really mean anything, it's that it was all hand-drawn. Like, that was just a person doing that to get it straight in their heads. And that they decided to share that with us. Well, no button is currently doing anything. Oh, I'm back. I have the key to the universe for 15 seconds. I no longer have the key to the universe. Yeah, so this is all just ammo. I can shrink again. What's down here that I would want to shrink for? Alright, so what is... Small cannon pyramid. These things that have an item on them. I don't think this is just a Ying forest. But it doesn't look like it really has anything that a Ying forest doesn't. You know, it occurs to me I didn't actually look at the name of the guy we just fought. I don't know what the final boss's name was. I wasn't looking. I wasn't registering it to long-term memory. Oh, just inner core? Okay. That's nice that they actually put a key down. Oh, that's a lot of power-ups. It's nice that they put a key down here, because, like, good luck finding the other one way up there. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Got another one here. Congratulations on getting past an inner core. You win the game. As a post-game reward, here's an upgrade to help your armor regenerate. Want to keep playing? The key to the universe allows you to reach advanced areas. One very important such area is at the very top of the Mylantis top city. So I feel like we could go find another heck flower and just do this again. Hey! Dan Hathaway, the creator. For work, I'm a mathematician. That you can just be a professional mathematician is crazy. And I feel like shows a very unique brain that this person has. That man does not look like the kind of man who would be responsible for doing artwork. He looks like the kind of man that you call when you need to get your truck out of a ditch. Joan Hathaway, artwork, troubleshooting, business. John Brandvain, ideas about software design and gameplay. Tegan Pollock, artwork, sound. I wonder if the sound just means, like, hey, can you, like, grunt into this mic a couple times for us? Last but not least, I want to thank Zach Barth. When we were juniors in college at API, I had the pleasure of working with Zach on a game he invented called Infinifrag 2. This was a multiplayer block-based game with guns. I worked on the engine and developed the quad algorithm, quad greedy meshing, which is being used for rendering blocks in this very program. The game was never finished, but when Zach left API, he created a similar game called Infiniminer. That game was the main inspiration for Minecraft. I continued to work on my own version of an Infinifrag type game, which I called Block Arena. Around 2012, I seriously started working on this program, Fractal Block World. I should thank Zach, because if I had not started working on block-based games at API, I would never have made this game. If you are curious, here is where the idea for Fractal Block World came from. At API's, it's RPI actually, RPI, Zach and I were walking around the 86 field talking about our Infinifrag 2 project, and he asked if that game should have a level of detail system. I said that I thought it didn't make sense to have that in a block-based game, but his comment stuck in my mind. Years later, I was thinking about how in the world where most blocks are of a certain type, you only need to store the blocks that are not of that type. But how do we have efficient memory storage in a world where certain regions have their own default block type, but these types change from region to region? The idea for this game was a reasonable way to try to kill these two birds with one stone. Chunks from a distance are rendered as blocks, and chunks only store the blocks of non-default type. Each chunk has a default child block type. It occurred to me that this level of detail system would be perfect for a fractal. Also, either in 2012 or slightly before, I had this trippy dream, which was basically like flying through the Burlington area in this game, shrinking and shrinking. When I woke up, I thought, let's do this thing, and I committed to coding it up. Close to this, I had an aha moment that the system in this game was the most practical way to get both level of detail and efficient storage of non-default type blocks. The aha moment caused me to stay up all night, which was the night before going to Cedar Park with some friends, and so I was a total wreck that day. He has the same motivation to make games that I do, which is when I stop and go, oh, that's an interesting problem. I wonder how you'd solve that. And then like 10 minutes later you go, actually, I think I can solve that. While not being used on this project, Andriy Kurt Mischenko created something called the Dynamic Sky Sphere. I hope to incorporate that into future projects. Normal. I'm going to play on a harder mode. During the first 5 minutes of a new game, you then go to menu options, package top menu, difficulty harder mode. Switching to harder mode requires a password. The next hardest mode after normal mode is gateway mode. The first hard mode with the password to use this is the following. I can do it! The consensus is that gateway and all harder difficulties are very hard, and you have to know many secrets to proceed. Exploring all areas on gateway and harder difficulties is not feasible. The goal is just to reach the ending. You probably need a very strong EMP. My best time for a speedrun on gateway difficulty is a bit under 10 hours. And the password for the second hard difficulty, Quagmire mode, is the following. It is all lowercase, 9 letters, 2 words, no spaces. It is the name of the anime series where there are mutants with extra invisible arms. Only try this difficulty if you have already beat the game on the gateway mode difficulty. I love that anime. I don't know that off the top of my head. Password to the third hard difficulty, Agony mode, is the following. It is all lowercase, 13 letters, 2 words, no spaces. It is the name of the engine that the humans create that is designed after an angel's core in Neon Genesis Evangelion. I feel like that would be relatively easy to find. Off the top of my head, I feel like I should know that, but I'm not pulling anything out. At one point, I decided that I was going to create the setting of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Tokyo 3, and the Geofront, and Nerve, and Central Dogma, and a block-based game. I played around with this a little in Block Arena, but that engine was not at all suited for the task. This pushed me to create this engine. My thought process: first step, create the Fractal Block engine. Second step, create the Geofront. By recreating Tokyo 3 and the Geofront and a Fractal Block engine might be a task for someone else. Password for the fourth hard difficulty, Caustic Utopia mode, is the following. It is all lowercase, 5 letters, 1 word. It is what Jen is surprised that Kira has in the movie Dark Crystal. Don't know that one. I feel like it would be easy enough to find out, though. Note, if you enter the password peace, then it will show your kill count. You get an achievement if you win the game, but kill at most 99 enemies. There are no other difficulty modes, right? Thanks for playing. Did you discover all the secret areas? Have you been to a Burlington city? I have. Have you seen what is beyond Burlington's combination lock? Did you gain access to the Laser Genesis planet that is right next to Mylantis? Did you reach the bottom of the Mylantis planet? Want more? You can create your own world. Beyond this point is information about the making of the game engine. Neat! An easy way to render a block world is to render individual 1x1 squares, and only those squares that are exposed. Another approach is to render m by n quads. This second approach causes a headache for several reasons, but it is nevertheless the approach used by this game. Quads are merged greedily in what let's call the quad algorithm, a kind of greedy meshing. I wrote this originally from Infinifrag 2, and Zach used a simplified algorithm for Infiniminer, one that uses 1 by n quads instead of general quads. This quad algorithm is probably the algorithm that everybody would come up with when trying to solve this problem. You can see the quad algorithm in action by opening the console and entering the following command. Toggle engine surface show quad algorithm. Each quad is displayed using a green and red triangle. Try following through the world with this display enabled, especially after going into the next room with the white flower and shrinking. Here's a description of the quad algorithm. It's 4 functions. Add square, remove square, add quad, remove quad. Add squad and remove square are public, whereas add quad and remove quad are private. A data structure. Geez, he's just telling us how he programmed this. Data structure. Okay. Read it to yourself. Pause the screen. If I read all of this out loud, I'm going to lose my voice. But I want to read it all, so you're going to have to be patient with me. Just tell us the functions. This is how you can tell that he is really proud of having figured out how to do this. And I feel him. I feel ya, buddy. Okay, toggle engine services show quad algorithm. I don't know if I did that right or not. It didn't yell at me. Oh! That's neat stuff. Yeah, like, I wasn't expecting, when I was, like, thinking, okay, we're going to learn how the game was made or details on making the game and whatnot, I was expecting a lot more higher level thinking. I was not expecting him to just go, here's literally the render function. Any secrets left? We still have to go to Mylantis. Oh man, this keeps going too. Man, this really keeps going. Okay, I'll look at a little bit of this. I will, at the minimum, look at it on my own time. Reading through these, you can tell 100% that this game was made by a mathematician. Ooh, stuff. Alright, I think that's it. I do want to read this in my own time. There's a lot of it, though, so for the sake of a live stream, I will abstain for now. I don't think I ever went in here. Okay, so this is back where the tower is. That's the key. Did I activate this waypoint? I did. Yeah, so what exactly is the strategy here? That's where the red grow is. So I forget what we needed to get through here. So it's just a yellow key. So is Mylantis? Is Mylantis going to be the best way? Is Mylantis going to be the best way to get up there, or am I going to want to come up from the basement? Is that a thing that I can even do? Or is my Atlantis where we're going? Hey, power up. Hey, power. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could also come here, but I feel like it'd be easier to just go from my Atlantis. Okay, back to space. We are looking around to see if we can't find a grow ring. Not a grow ring. They're more rare, but they should still exist. Unless they're only around my Atlantis, but that feels weird. Power. Okay, I'm starting to think there are no grow rings over here, so... In the interest of not flying the entire length of the galaxy... Universe? Universe. Okay, so back to... Back to Mylantis. So we are going to need a yellow key. Now, yellow keys are kind of just around. But the ones you find all have different lengths. Or durations. Usually these are 20, 30 seconds, which is not going to do it for us. You can get one in a blackberry that's 140 seconds, which may be enough. And the other one I don't think I can get to right now. So we've got to go into Mylantis before I can get one of the longer duration keys. I mean, there is the blackberry one. 140 seconds is probably enough. I swear I've seen blackberries. But I could not tell you where. So it may be easier at this point just to get into Mylantis. Hey, there's some guy. Plugs, so I have to be smaller. This is like a 20-second key. I don't know how I feel about this. Cool. Oh. That's the keys. This is the one that I enabled, right? And I just, like, didn't save after this, I guess? Yeah, gotta be. Okay, I'm gonna go take another look. I saw the keys in there. And I'm pretty sure it was the keys that killed me. Did I save after the power-ups in Dev Room? You know, probably not. Yeah, there's the key. So do you need a yellow key to get past them? Yeah. Wait a minute, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Secrets and secrets. I think that was everything. Okay, so key to the universe. Where do we use this in Mylantis? Okay, so we're aiming for Mylantis City underground, the top of the pyramid. So at the top top of Mylantis pyramid, there's a garden. That's where we are. Do these heckin' respawn? Because I'm pretty sure I collect those. There's a shaft. Inside is a key to the universe guardian. So that's where we take the key. We're in the clear.
Oh, yeah.
Mylantis City Underground. Double plug. Okay, so I get that it's a tree and like roots, but I was looking at this thing, like that Omega symbol was like the symbol on a superhero's chest, and the roots were like the shoulders, and he just had this like tree head. Just this friggin' buff tree Omega tree guy. Jeez, not kidding. You like upgrades? I sure do! A shame there's only one Mylantis, because finding this multiple times would be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, another plasma fire rate? Would it be easier for me to just... This. Secret bonus upgrade. Increase the damage of your laser.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, damage factor upgrade. I keep forgetting I have telepathy. You actually get a free telepathy, which I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah.
And the free telepathy is on a recast. Or on a time limit. Armor regeneration.
Oh, yeah.
What's the cooldown? It's like 30 seconds or something. Yeah, it's just money. And even then, like, early game, the amount of money that it cost to do telepathy I thought wasn't worth it, but at this point in the game, I have so much money. And like it's like $50 or something. Like it doesn't even cost that much. I have no idea where this one is going to take me. I'm kind of curious if there's a hidden passage behind the Omega Tree. Would be nice if I could be very slightly larger for this momentous travel. This is gonna take a little while. Momentous. Maybe I don't do this, actually. Okay, only because I'm curious, I'm gonna cheat.
Cheater. Cheater.
I just want to know. It certainly doesn't look like it. Okay, no more cheating. Alright, what are our other options? So up is where we came from. Okay, these are just the list of my latest trophies. A beta Menger sponge. Chains. ice castle. Alright, I'm not particularly feeling it. What was that block in the middle? Oh. Anything else interesting about this place? Not really. I would very much enjoy being one block larger. Oh, there we are. Okay, so that's just the trophies. Nothing too particular going down here, other than that. Which I'm sure is going to be fun to completely explore. Now I know there's something in the Beta Menger sponge. But we just got access to this place. And there's gonna be a lot going on. And truth be told, I'm very tired. And I feel like now is a pretty good cutoff point. We beat the game. Now it's time to investigate my Atlantis. So I'm gonna head out. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.